welcome back to Vee Vlogs. You've missed a lot. Where have you been? We've had a whole week of crazy activities over here.
I like how you're making it their fault when we're the ones that are walking around with the camera having to document everything.
Where have you been? So I was radioactive for 3 days, and so I thought I would tell you guys that story, hence the title of today's video. I had to get a nuclear bone scan, which I have never had before, didn't know what it entailed, but Ty said he had one when he was younger on his foot. You said your foot, right?
Both my feet.
On your feet.
It's how I figured out that I was walking around on broken feet. Or feet,
right. Yes.
As you say.
So it's this dye that gets injected into you, and then 3 hours later, it kind of like gets stuck on areas of inflammation, infection, like breaks or tiny, tiny little cracks in your bone.
You say dye, it's a radioactive material.
Right, it's radioactive, very dangerous. No, it's like safe, I guess.
It's
not the best for you.
Lightly radioactive.
Right, I was lightly glowing. So we went at 6 in the morning. I was so nervous. We got there, we had to wait a little while, and we were literally in front of a door that had like a sign that said like caution radioactive, and it had one of those symbols on it from like zombie movies.
See, I think you're getting the radioactive
symbol
and
the one that does this.
And the biohazard symbol mixed up.
Well, same thing, scary, scary. So I went in there for the first time, got injected. We were able to go meet with my grandparents for breakfast in the 3 hours where I had to let the radioactiveness settle inside my body. And then when we went back, Ty was able to go in with me, and so we got this footage of the terrifying machine. I had to like lie back, get put into this like weird area, and then this like compressor came down and it almost crushed me. Like, I feel like the footage doesn't do it justice. Like, imagine yourself being underneath the machine, and this thing like
good explanation.
It was like this far from my nose.
Well, you
like
were
that.
comparing it to those videos where it's like the piston squishing things.
Yes, okay, so you know, you probably get a little like TikTok video right now. Those things that like come down and they squish like Skittles and crayons and like soaps.
Like a pneumatic press.
Yes,
basically.
and people use those for ASMR. I felt like my face, the thing was coming down, and I'm like, that is me. I'm about to be like all over the room. It was terrifying.
If there were holes all over it, you would have been like squishing around.
Ew. But that's what I felt like. I felt like I was a part of the ASMR TikTok video. Anyways, I got through it. I was fine. I was told I couldn't go on a plane for 3 weeks. I wasn't allowed to go near any babies for 3 days. It was said that I probably shouldn't sleep beside anybody, but Ty just didn't care.
I'm just banking on getting superpowers at this point.
Yeah.
If I stay close enough to you, I might get super strength, or I might start flying, or I might get all the other terrible things that, you know, comes with radiation exposure.
You know, my grandpa said I was glowing. He pointed right here to my arm and he was like, "You're glowing." Anyway, it was a terrifying experience. Have not gotten the results yet. And if you haven't been here for a while, it's for my wisdom teeth surgeries, which I had a year ago. We're trying to see if it's osteomyelitis, which is a bone infection. So we'll find out soon, hopefully. And yeah, that was my experience. So there ended up being another tornado warning, which is the second time in the past 2 weeks.
Climate's fun.
Yeah, so we had to go in the basement again with the dogs, and it was actually more terrifying this time. The amount of rain coming down, and I literally watched from my bedroom window as the clouds like went down like this in front of me, like in 2 seconds. So we went in the basement again. We were fine, but it was a scary experience.
So it's another early morning today out in the garden. I know, hopefully this is the last vlog about it. Have a storm rolling in earlier on this afternoon, so just needed to finish up everything before everything turns into a muddy mess. Sticking everything into the ground. Before I left this morning to come outside, Jessii said, "Hey, I got something for you just in case it starts raining." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, just go to the dining room and check." There's a few moments in one's life when you're married that you find out that your partner really loves you. I think this is one of those times. Get to thank Jessii for this here. I mean, if it keeps my head dry, why not? So we're just gonna finish all this up here and then hopefully be back inside, and yeah, we'll have a nice looking garden eventually. At least I hope so.
It's Father's Day! So look what we got. So many buns.
That's it.
So many buns. Give me more buns. There's more buns. You can fit more buns on me. Keep going, there's more. Isn't there one more? Or is that it?
No, but we can start stacking bits on you.
Oh.
This is probably all of Jessii we're gonna see before we sign off. But maybe we could. We're in a heat wave. So we finished yesterday's Father's Day activities. Thankfully the weather was actually really nice during the time, but we woke up this morning to warnings all over our phones saying that we're about to get smacked with some real hot weather. And all of these numbers are in Celsius for anybody who uses Fahrenheit. 30 for us, especially up north in Canada, is pretty dang warm for us. A lot of us aren't used to it. So we're gonna be having to make sure that everything that we did outside, all the work that we did, isn't going to dry up in all of this weather. And we just need to make sure that our dogs are being extra careful outside because smushy-faced dogs don't do very well in any heat of any kind. Instead of blabbering on about weather, we have something a little more exciting to show you, something secret that Jessii has been working on for a little while now. And I'll let her explain it.
So I'm doing a little DIY craft project here that have to do with all of these boxes. I think I've made about almost 40 at this point, and I plan to do 200, but the secret is inside of them, and I can't show you just yet. I hope to launch them in July. But one hint I can give you is that it has to do with this little lady right here.
So with that exciting news, we are going to close off the vlog for today. Thank you so much for joining in on our little adventures. Hopefully Jessii isn't radioactive for too long, but we'll keep you posted on everything. If we get any further updates, we will let you know. And we hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will see you in the next vlog. All right, see you guys.